Hi everyone, it's me, it's Dwarven Moustache here. Yeah, I've already done this big long video of things where I've been doing a lot of unpacking and stuff, and it didn't film properly, filmed in the wrong sort of way and stuff, and hopefully not much of the traffic noise from outside is being picked up, or just generally my voice is generally louder. Because yeah, I'd covered quite a lot of stuff in that video. It was about 45 minutes long, and yeah, I'd basically unpacked a lot of this stuff and sorted through 2 boxes of stuff, and made a couple of plans and stuff. But I thought I'd video some of the unpacking because I'd sort of planned on doing that anyway, and yeah. But yeah, what I mainly wanted to do, because I've been getting a lot of me hobby table sorted out. Some stuff underneath there you can sort of see and stuff. That metal case, I think I've got some. Oh yeah, I've got a badger from Burrows and Badgers in there, and I've got some of me wood elves in there. But I think they might need buffing up a little bit. And I've got my bright elves underneath in that cardboard box. You can just see through the chair, and got a new modelling lamp and a couple of lamps and stuff. That was a gift from a friend, and it's mine the satchel. And yeah, I'm still moving in, and I was looking for something specific out of this big box here, and that little box, both boxes, and I was unwrapping them all. What's left in there is mostly my Burgundian force that you would have seen in different videos. Yeah, so they're mostly plastic. They're mainly Perry stuff. They're like using a lot of the mercenaries and stuff like that. And I think because I'm trying to build up to a full lance with them. Sorry, no, a full company, which is 100 lancers of with the Burgundians. And I was specifically with them. I was on about how a company with the Burgundian forces is 100 lancers, and I've got about perhaps a quarter of that so far. Perhaps in that box. I'm going to have to check. I'm going to check another day when I get round to doing my Burgundians again. But yeah, I think I've got about a quarter of a lance there. About 20. I think I've got about 25. Yeah, about a quarter. Because a full with the Burgundians, they had one lance was one knight, one light horseman, sort of couturier, I think they called it, who's a light horseman, swordsman, I think. They had 3 mounted archers. This is in a lance. They apparently usually fought dismounted, so I can just use ordinary archers, sort of thing. And then on top of that, you also had 1 pikeman, 1 crossbowman, 1 handgunner. And the mercenary box from Perry actually sort of divvies all that up quite nicely, partly, and then you just get extra archers, the knights and the light horses to match and stuff. But yeah, motorbike went past. If it's the same guy, I was thinking he kept playing Black Sabbath and stuff a while ago, and if it's the guy I'm thinking of, yeah, it's Harley Davidson with all the valences and stuff. But anyway, yeah, that's a lance. I wanted a whole company, which is 100 lancers. But yeah, I've just been going through a few boxes of stuff, and I'd sort of found some extra stuff. But with these guys, you've got the 3 just there. I've wrapped them up separately for some reason, but those guys are all the flintlock guys from the War on Catalusia set. Going to get back painting them up. And Muddy Field, that's why I painted it brown and stuff. You probably would have seen these guys already. A lot of these you've probably seen already, likewise. But yeah, and yeah, it was, and then you got this is the last of Oakbound's uh, Patreons. They've gone over Oakbound Studio have gone over to doing channel memberships, and then they've got a little shop with pre-release things, and they're going to pre-release new sets in there, and have got exclusive minis and stuff. They got some stuff that looked like the Town Guard from Discworld, and a few other bits. There's some very nice sort of old-hammer style Empire bits and bobs. And they've got a mercenary captain who I think might have a swan wyvern on a lead. Be good for that. But yeah, I've got this. I'm not necessarily sure how I'm going to use these, but they're really nice models. You got a knight commander. It's a knight with his retinue. Got a couple of priestly bits. I think this guy's got. Yeah, he's got sort of a incense censer, trumpeter, and then you got spearmen and a few other bits. But yeah, they were meant to be sort of like a corrupted order of knights, based off of Book of Revelation. Thus you got sort of weird bound creatures and sort of strange demon things that look like biblically accurate angels or something. 4 heads, 1 there. Yeah, 4 heads, 6 wings. But yeah, got a yell tog out. That's the other green base just there. Sort of a weasel man. But I'm just moving around going to do stuff. But yeah, I was mainly looking for these guys, those guys, and those guys. Because I'm working my way through the Thunder Under Mount Silence models, and I'm just about to start priming those in shortly. And well, I can once I start actually painting those, it sort of can start painting these up and stuff. I've nearly caught up with those and stuff, but these guys are bought in reduced circumstances. If you've watched those videos, and this is sort of me getting on to doing. Setting up, reorganising, and everything. It's one of the videos for that sort of series. So, but yeah, these guys are going to be reinforcements. They're gnomes. They're from alternative armies, I think all of them. And there's the dwarf slayers. See a couple there. There's the dwarf miners and the dwarf youths from there, and yeah, and then you got that's one of the Huldra. They're going to be part of the whole thing, and most of this batch around here it's a Goblin warband for the woods that Oakbound Studio do, and they're going to be sort of reinforcement team for their Oakbound Studios Thunder Under Mount Silence. They're going to be sort of reinforcements for them, and they're Norlock Ratmen. They're not necessarily in the game, but the Ratmen are meant to be subterranean creatures. They're sort of like the smugglers and black marketeers, and they've got sort of like canal networks underground and stuff. And it just seems, because they're subterranean, it just seemed natural to have a warband for subterranean adventures. But I know, yeah, apparently the Thunder Under Mount Silence gnomes and goblins all share the same profiles as their counterparts in the woods. So I just need to find, once my rule books for the woods are back, or I can ask someone to check their rule book, I can sort of start trying to incorporate those guys in. But yeah, I think the main idea is first off paint all of them. Probably work my way through doing a load of these scenarios out of the back of the rule book for Thunder Under Mount Silence. I can play them solo, and then after that I can. I'm planning on videoing them all, and yeah, I've got loads and loads more tiles. I've got spare tiles. It's tied in with the advent calendar, so I can sort of start incorporating stuff from the advent calendar. Uh, yeah, and it's trying to do extra sets of stuff with that and things. Uh, yeah, and I've got some spare tiles and I've got the reinforcements, and then afterwards I can start making some games up myself. And in the unboxing for Thunder and Undermount Silence, I said I wanted to do like a mine cart. There's sort of like a railway, mine cart tracks. So yeah, doing a doing a version that has like a mine cart chase, a la you know Indiana Jones. Pat Roach has a fight with some of them, and then they go on the mine carts, and it's like a la Indiana Jones sort of thing. Yeah, trying to sort of split it up. So yeah, perhaps yeah, not to confused with deities or anything. It's me saying la. It's sort of like going to be the French bit rather than anything. But yeah, I'm going to have fun doing that. And now I've got everything out that I needed to sort of do that. But yeah, with yeah, and it's yeah, I'm trying to split up what I'm actually sort of wanting to do. These guys over here, let's see if we can reach them. Well, yeah, this is that he was from Perry Miniatures. I might incorporate one of these guys out. Might incorporate him in the Burgundian army, but these guys I wanted out because that's Blackadder from the first series, and you got Sir Percy and Baldric, and from the first series as well, the Witch Smeller Pursuivant, who's going to be a wizard. So I can incorporate all the Blackadder crew with my because I'm planning on a all metal 3rd edition style Bretonian army, and I've been on about it I've been on about it in the previous video that filmed wonky. That because they're all going to be all metal and stuff. The metal models, I did a bit of a video. It's already up and stuff. I ran it through some of the army builder stuff, and I was working through the 3rd edition armies book for Warhammer, and all the metal stuff with the quota of I keep calling them rapscallions but it's rascals with the compulsory quota of rascals and things. I want a war altar as well because it's because the sort of sorry, it's like the sort of standard army size for that is about 3,000 points, and even with a lot of cutting down, using everything as lesser heroes and stuff, the whole army came to about like 3,050 points or something. So yeah, but I might just sort of field the army list, do the whole Nigel Stillman thing, field them as how I wish, and it's sort of people. Oh well, yeah. I think it's sort of like there was a comfortable 3,250 points with them, and it's sort of that was sort of a nice that was it as a nice neat force sort of thing. So I might try and do that. Yeah. I like some of the halberdiers, but yeah, I've some of the halberdier. Yeah, have it as a nice neat force and constantly field 3,500 points because Nigel Stillman says so. But yeah, and then it sort of if someone, it doesn't matter if it's balanced, someone else can bring 4,000 points. I'm still going to play the 3,500 points of Bretonians. It's my army. I'll play with it how I like. You know, just do that and stuff. But yeah. So I'd sort of had a bit of a talk about that and stuff. But it's the smallest comfortable force I could have with them is 3,200 points. But I put it through the old world army builder, and it was 2,800 points. It was just, that's a bit of a difference. I mean, okay, it's only 400 points, but I had to pack out with pack thing. I had to pad things out with all the characters having like all their options for like magic equipment and stuff all buffed out and stuff, and still at most I could get was about 2,800 points for the old world. But yeah, so that's a bit odd. But hey ho, I can probably try and save a few points with a few things on that, and then it's my metal Britannians are a nice. It's 2,500 points for the old world, three, and then sort of try and make a balanced army. It's 3,500 points for third ad. But yeah, I did get another couple of models out. I'll move this guy across because I was talking about this guy. You've probably seen this in a bit of an unboxing because I'd got a bit excited previously. Because I'm going to be doing the Bright Elves, and this was going to be because I want to try and add a bit of a rethink with my Bright Elves, and because you got hold on, from Oakbound Studio again. That's a Fae Raidmaster. She's going to be a Master Wizard, of course, on a dragon. That's a Nick Bibby sculpt from Alternative Armies, and yeah. But yeah, I've got a lot of the old. I've got new casts of the old Grenadier High Elves that I started painting up as a Melnibonéan force, and this would much better fit that force. So I'm going to paint her up in sort of Melnibonéan colours and stuff, and she's going to be one of the dragon mages and stuff, and that's going to be the Melnibonéan forces. If I convert it to Warhammer High Elf rules, still dragon mage. It's going to have a load of Swordmasters of Hoeth, loads of wizards, and dragon mages. But my Bright Elves are going to be more martially focused. I've still got one unboxing to do with them, and I'm going to get a load of I want to try and get a load more light infantry to use as Lothan Sea Guard. Now that I'm going to use the medium infantry, I think, because they're quite. I was on about it in the other video. But yeah, I think they are going to become. The medium infantry are going to be, because they're quite androgynous. They're going to become. I'm planning on them becoming versions of Sisters of Avalon. Was it Avalon? The rare slot for archers and stuff, because they're quite androgynous and stuff. And yeah, I'll just do a variant where they become very androgynous and stuff, and because elves are androgynous, quite androgynous anyway. But yeah, and then I'll because I almost regretted buying those, because it's like soon after I found out that the Oathmark were releasing the heavy elf infantry. Well, as of filming, they're on pre-order, and at some point I'm going to get a load of them, the heavy elf infantry, and those are going to be they're going to be Phoenix Guard. So I'm going to have loads and loads of Phoenix Guard. Yeah, and they're going to be, my bright elves are going to be more martially orientated. You know, they're going to have a lot of martial. I want to try and get another one of these Nick Bibby dragons and put a martial sort of leader on top. You know, it's fully armoured elf with lance and shield and stuff or whatever. I think I've left mostly martial heroes with a couple of. You've got to have wizards in any sort of fantasy force, really. It's compulsory. It's, you know, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to do that. But the Bright Elves are going to be mostly a martial force, while this the gal's going to be going with me Melniboneans once they're out of storage and stuff, and I start painting them up better. But yeah, I've got plenty to keep me busy and stuff anyway, haven't I? But yeah, I'm gonna I'm hopefully gonna get another Nick Bibby dragon and find another model to mount it, but be a mount on it. But I'll show you these and stuff. Well, as well, because yeah, there's a big giant unboxing. It was about 45 minutes long, and oh yeah, because I'm keeping this guy out, because this was one of the Fimir that went rogue when I was rushing to pack up originally. But yeah, this is one of my Fimir. 2 moments. This is one of the Fimir chunk birds, and I need to touch up the paint on the haft of the axe because that's gone down to bare metal. I think a little bit on the knee as well, which is a pain. But I'm glad it's mostly sort of survived okay. But yeah, it's once I've got, because my Fimir are in storage, and while I'm sort of unpacking and stuff, it's actually a prime sort of time for me. Once they're all out of storage, I can quite easily do like an army showcase video. It's a lot easier for me to do that while I'm while I'm sort of still sorting stuff out. Sorry for the scruffy table, second hand and all that. Yeah, and so I'll be able to do that and then I get to do the whole Brian Ansell pose. But yeah, this is sort of yeah. These are some of the dwarves that you probably would have seen, and I think he was a free gift with a package from Alternative Armies, and a couple of dwarves, and you would have seen Stiv Torsten, Egil Thunderguts. Yeah, and it's yeah, and I need to work on doing a proper dwarf army, and I found some. I thought I'd lost a box set of dwarves and stuff, but I found them. But a lot of them are in storage. But I've got a foundation for a dwarf army. Quite a lot of, because it's somewhere. I've got originally I was going to intend that. They've changed purpose a couple of times, but yeah, I found my gnome contingent, and I think I'm gonna bulk them out so some of the units round off nicely, and then I can field them in 3rd edition. But yeah, a huge 3rd edition sort of thing. I can field the wizard in 3rd edition. Dwarves get wizard in 3rd edition. Going to be a rune master in ordinary fantasy, but I've got loads of if I'm playing 3rd ed, they get a gnome contingent, and this guy, that is them again. Oh, darn it! Pack that up again properly shortly. I kept this one out. This is the one I was trying to get. Yeah, because I've had this guy for ages, and I painted it up before doing the base, which is a pain in the bum. But yeah, I want to try and get into a bit of Boroughs and Badgers. I've got a couple. I think in the case in the corner, I've got a load of stuff over there, and in the case in the corner, I've got the Burrows and Badgers Badger Wizard in there. I think I've got the Fox Wizard in there and stuff as well. But yeah, trying to do like a bit of a war band, and it's like, yeah, it's going to have 3 wizards. But yeah, because it is. It's going to be a wizard enclave, and then hopefully a couple of, yeah, a couple of sort of bodyguards or something, a trio of bodyguards or something like that. But yeah, eventually I want to try. I've got, because this is a time when the 2nd edition. Apparently, Burrows and Badgers have announced that a 2nd edition rulebook's coming out at some point soonish. But yeah, I've got plenty to work on it, so I'm going to be focusing on the Thunder Under Mount Silence stuff. I've got the models. You can just about see them in the centre of the table, that bare metal. Once I prime them up, the models up and stuff, and paint the metal work on them, and they're pretty much at the same stage as all these guys. And then I can paint all of them together and build it up from there. Yeah. I'm going to focus on them. In the far corner of the table, I've got my Bretonians. Modelling lamp, that was a gift from a friend. I might have said that earlier. But yeah, mostly set up to actually start doing craft and stuff on there. Hobbying and stuff there. Yeah. And then I can start doing videos. I can't remember if I said earlier in this video or not, but yeah, I want to do. I've got, you can sort of see leaned up there. I've got some spare dungeon tiles, and part of the advent calendar shell. And it's like they've got sort of floor tiles and bits and stuff and extra bits and bobs and stuff on. So I can all tie it together and stuff. And I can, now that I've got the models from the calendar, they're in storage. But even with sort of the models from the box set and these guys and the extra floor tiles, I can do pretty massive games. I've got extra doors, just need some little standees for the extra doors. And then it's sort of, yeah, I can do pretty massive games. Take up the whole floor, and what was it, the Bardic broadcast said it's be troublesome for people with back, neck and face injuries, which is the best thing about Hero Quest, but it's not a problem with Thunder Under Mount Silence. Yeah, you've heard it here first. You've heard it here first, folks. But yeah, it should be quite fun. I can spread out a bit, and yeah, because they've got some like railway. So I'll try and zoom in a little bit. You can just see part of on the back end. You can just about. I'll try and do my finger and point and not have it sort of some massive thing, but you can just about see some rails and stuff there. On those bits, yeah, it's wanting to do like a tunnel chase, like in Temple of Doom or something. But yeah, in that box is me the woods. It's my druid stuff, and I'll try and get up and without shaking the camera too much. I'll show you. I'll try and go over there and I'll zoom out a bit. And I'll go over there. Excuse me if it shakes. It's going to shake a little bit while I get up. Nuts. But need to reorganise this bit a bit. Well, yeah. Pot noodle potter's water pot. Gap filler stuff, because I found a trick with bicarbonate of soda and super glue that's a nice enough sort of gap filler, but that's me metal Bretonians in both boxes under there. Yeah, it's got the basing done on these guys, and yeah, I've got plenty of floor tiles. Start cutting those up a bit better. But yeah, I was going to show you these guys. I managed to get these. My mum was marvelling at these because this is the first Oakbound Studio Patreon. Came in a nice box. I think a couple of the bits, they're member exclusive YouTube channel member. That they are exclusive. Some of the exclusive models from that shop. Some of these guys, but yeah, this is a Druid warband, and the main Druid here has got a copy of the Berlin gold hat, which is just type in Berlin gold hat. There are 6 examples, sort of still, Gaulish armour, Gaul armour and stuff, and it's Druid apprentice. Yeah, it's based on the Druid Last Stand of Anglesey. But yeah, it's I'll show you on a picture of this guy in the centre. Yeah, it's based on the Berlin gold hat, and it's pretty spectacular because it's all gold, and in reality it was probably used as like a teaching aid for druids and the lawmakers and stuff, mostly around Germany and stuff. They're all roughly about 2,500-3,000 years old. Well, I think up to 3,500 years old, and it's just they're made out of wafer thin gold, and it's got astrological symbols on. Well, actually, no, sorry, it's a gold alloy. The 3,000, about 2.5 to 3,000 years. Sorry, the 2.5 to 3,000. About that old. Yeah, they're about 2.5 to 3,500 years old. They're made out of a gold alloy, which is metallurgically very clever. A little bit of silver, a little bit of tin, a little bit of copper. But yeah, and then they've made an astronomical calendar out of it. It's got symbols curling around it, and yeah. But the actual thing, it weighs about the same as half a bag of sugar. For the Berlin one specifically, it's about 490 grams, which is slightly under half a bag of sugar. And it's just sort of like, hold on. And this is like at least 2,500 years old, made out of an alloy by barbarians that had to be civilized by the Romans. It's like, hold on, that's pretty canny. But anyway, I'm blathering now. That's some of the stuff. I'm gonna have to stop organising myself a bit better and stuff with all of this. But yeah, anyway, here's the Thunder Under Mount Silent stuff. I'm going to paint these up with the other guys, and I'm going to say goodbye. Stay safe, stay groovy.